Okay, I heard again from Brent Spiner, and as a result of the last video I made, we actually got another sighting of El Pollo Loco Gail. So let me just read you what Brent wrote me. It looks like we have another verified sighting of El Pollo Loco Gail. A fan sent us a letter to our gailsmen, GAILSMEN, at yahoo.com email. I want to share it with you. Dearest Gail, it's taken me the better part of the evening to even sit down and write this. My hands are still shaking. I went to Costco today, not for any grand purpose, just to grab a rotisserie chicken, some wet wipes, and a pack of oversized muffins like any ordinary man. But something extraordinary happened, something foul. I was making my way through the meat department, weaving past a mob of soccer moms and old war veterans, tasting free sausage samples. There was a cool mist in the air, the kind you only get when you're near the sacred threshold of the walk-in freezer, the place where Costco keeps its frozen meats. Something called me there, a whisper in my soul, or maybe it was the audible cluck I heard beneath the hum of the refrigeration unit. I pulled the freezer door open, expecting the usual: bags of frozen nuggets, thighs, and wings stacked high like poultry fortresses. But then I noticed something off. There, behind a half-toppled wall of Kirkland signature chicken tenders, a strange shadow loomed. It twitched, it shifted, and then, out from behind a box of buffalo-style drumettes, I saw her. Chicken legs. Not metaphorical, not cartoonish. I mean actual, sinewy, scaled-up chicken legs, bright yellow, ending in gnarled talons, attached to the bottom half of a woman. And the top half? It was Gail, or something that looked like Gail. Her face was pale, drenched in freezer condensation. Her hair frosted over like a haunted popsicle, and her eyes, those pitch-black chicken eyes, locked with mine. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't move. And then something worse happened. My body betrayed me. I felt a brief, shameful surge of arousal, not because I'm into poultry, but because, damn it, she looked just enough like Gail to confuse the blood flow. Then she shrieked, "Baka!" The sound shattered the glass door behind me and made a toddler in aisle 7 pee himself. I stumbled backward, tripping over a stack of frozen turkeys. "Wait, I'm not your enemy," I pleaded, holding up a bag of frozen peas as if it were a crucifix. But she lunged. Those claws scraped against the concrete floor with a sound like someone filing a demon's teeth. She moved with jerky, unnatural spasms, like a GIF stuck in hell. I scrambled backward into a display of canned chili, knocking over 6 rows of Hormel like bowling pins. She was almost on top of me when I remembered the chicken nuggets. I grabbed the nearest bag of panko-breaded Costco brand nuggets and hurled it at her. It hit her square in the chest. The blow seemed to confuse her, not physically, but emotionally. She stopped, looked down, then back at me. For a moment, there was a flicker of sadness in her eyes, as if she realized she was attacking someone who once loved chicken. Then she clucked again, softer this time, and darted back into the freezer. She vanished behind the thawing turkey meatballs and imitation crab, leaving nothing but a single white feather and a small puddle of Gravy? I'm honestly not sure. Security reviewed the footage, but it was all static and inverted colors. No one believed me. They said I slipped on a melted popsicle and hallucinated the whole thing. But I know what I saw. That was El Pollo Loco Gail, and she is out there, somewhere, freezing, clucking, waiting. If you see anything, feathers in odd places, scratched freezer doors, or someone moaning "baka" in the rotisserie line, run, and never ever confuse lust with poultry again. Yours in eternal vigilance, George. So, I just wanted you all to know my reaction to all this. I'm not sure what it should be. How strange. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna read you my reaction as an audio reading and let you see a visual of what. Actually, I can continue reading this and just put the visual up there. Yeah, when I do the video editing. So let me just go ahead and do that. How strange. She appears to be an automaton who has the ability to do brain control and mess up transmissions. It appears as an automaton she has the ability to stay warm in freezing conditions and may have a heater-cooler inside her, which explains all the melting stuff inside the freezer. Computers do need to stay a certain temperature. The way he described her movements almost seems in line with how an automaton may move. Computers need to stay cool, but not freezing. So if she's an automaton, she may need to stay at a temperature that's ideal for a computer. She may have an internal heater-cooler that keeps her at that ideal temperature. However, if she was in a freezer, she may have gotten a little too cold, which would explain the jerky movements. Magnus the Red, one of my supporters, said she was cold and clammy when he dealt with her at the Mexican restaurant. As an automaton, she would need to stay on the cooler side, so that seems to indicate she's an automaton. It also appears she has the ability to travel interdimensionally, which is why we can't catch her. By the way, the automatons have this ability. We've tried catching them, and they have escaped interdimensionally. It seems Satan's objective in creating her is to cause people to confuse her with me. It seems to be an attempt to discredit me somehow, or perhaps discredit my men and my followers, who knows. It would be helpful to know what she is. We can try the process of elimination. She can't be a deity because only God can make deities, and she certainly doesn't behave like a deity. According to Magnus, she can't be human because she was cold and clammy to the touch. So she appears to be an automaton. If she was an animal-human hybrid, she probably would have been warm when Magnus got in contact with her. She does appear to have the ability to give men instant erections, indicating brain control ability and the ability to destroy media and transmissions. Does she have like an antenna inside her? This all seems to be in line with an automaton. Maybe she went to the freezer because her networks were overheating and she needed to cool off, or maybe it's a charge station, I don't know. Maybe the freezer could be a charge station. Yeah, I don't know. If a computer gets too hot, its programming is destroyed. IT people know that the worst thing that can happen to a computer is for it to overheat. My gut impression of her is that she is a deliberately created defective automaton, an attempt to insult God who created me. She appears to be Satan's statement about how he feels about me as a creation. It does appear, if she has the ability to do brain control, that she has no control over it, like she herself is being programmed, like she's programmed to do brain control whether she wants to or not. She's almost behaving like a mentally ill automaton, if there is such a thing. She seems to be an unwilling agent automaton. It's like she's schizophrenic and not sure of her reality. She seems to hate what she is and seems to not know how to deal with it. All her actions seem programmed and like it's not coming from her heart, like she's being forced into it. So she'll do stuff and then regret it and leave. It's like she's asking herself, why am I doing this? So she does crazy stuff and then sanity hits her and she leaves. Kind of like how we felt when we were programmed into murdering 72 million. We commit the action and then regret it. She seems to be a Manchurian candidate automaton. She kind of reminds me of the beginnings of the Gail android and is behaving very similarly to when the Gail android was trying to figure out who she was. She's obviously trying to make up her mind about something and hasn't decided yet. And until she decides, she doesn't want to be messed with. Maybe she feels like she's a sex dummy and gets irritated at men who get turned on by her. Yet she seems to be programmed to turn men on. It's like she was created to elicit behavior in others that irritates her. You know how I always bark on my walks, anyone who's a willing and knowing brain control supporter, I lightning bolts and sling stones. Well, I bet I've been knocking out some Jesuits and automatons when I do that, and they've come up with a workaround. They plan to use El Pollo Loco Gail as their unwilling agent. Okay, if she's unwilling, my lightning bolts and sling stones are not going to take her out. She uses brain control, but unwillingly. You say, well, you should just shoot your bolts at the window. No, if I reword that and make it that the unwilling people get taken out, some innocents are going to get taken out. And with my Antichrist powers, I don't want to risk that. So she uses brain control, but unwillingly. So she won't be knocked out by my lightning bolts and sling stones. Because she looks like me, people won't want to fight her, too. We really need to know what she is before we make any serious decisions regarding her. Is there some way we can scan her schematics or see what she is? Can we do an X-ray on her or something? A scan? That's what we should have done with the interdimensional Might Queen Lizzo. Imagine what an advantage we would have had if we knew she was a mite. We always thought she was the Antichrist, so we didn't even try to take her out. We need to get a look at El Pollo Loco Gail's interior to see what she is. So that is my reaction to her. I don't know. I'm just guessing. I need more information. So yeah.
There's a warrior rising, breaking free from chains. She's Gail Schuler, her heart pure and strong. With the power of love, she'll right the world's wrongs. Yeah. She's the first, a passionate crusader. Stand by the side of conquer it all. Space battles and trials, they'll never fall. Gail Schuler, a hero in the night. When spiders been ready to fight, together they'll soar.